Hi everyone, welcome back. We're doing a joint stream tonight. So it's me and Alicia, AK, doing a joint stream, and we're having some wonderful guests joining us tonight. And I have to just make a comment that I did make a mistake. I put season 2, but it is corrected as season 3 that we are doing tonight on this roundup. So Alicia, do you want to say hello and to everyone?
Yes, indeed. Hello, folks. We are back here again. Very happy that we were able to do this, y'all. We've been trying to do this, to set this up and do this stream for over a week now. I think life just never stops for the streams, as we always say, but we're here now. We're here now, and we're going to get into all of the nitty gritty. And I know you guys are still waiting for me and the ladies to chat about the final episode. We're doing that tomorrow. So we'll hyper focus on that tomorrow. And here we're happy to be hanging with Heidi. Thank you all. I see y'all in the chat. Appreciate everybody being here, and let's get into it. Meeks, what's good?
Nothing much. Woke up from a nap. It's great.
Awesome. Great. And also Alicia's invited a few other guests who'll be joining us soon.
Hopefully, yes, indeed.
Do you want to do some shout outs to some of your some of your peeps?
Yes, let me scroll up. Okay, my phone. I'm sorry, my Bluetooth is connected to my phone and the computer.
Or I can highlight them if you want.
Now.
Do you want me to highlight them for you? And you can do the hellos.
I am back up. Let me scroll. Okay. Haymaker, what's going on, John? Honey D, hello. Tanya Turner, welcome. Mother of the Realm, Mother Own is in the chat, y'all. You guys were in here for a while talking.
They were.
I appreciate you being here. Light blinded. What's going on? Yeah. We fixed it.
Sorry about that. That was me. My old brain.
And sliding on down the road. There's somebody else I saw just now. I thought. So JD is in here. What's going on? Lady Casey, good to see you. What is up? And I think I saw Luke's name come up just now. What's going on, Luke?
I did.
So yes, indeed. Here we are, folks. Happy that everybody could be here.
Did you see
like Heidi said, I think Lady D is going to come in later.
Oh, yeah, we did see him. Sorry. My apologies. Yes, we saw him. Sorry.
Yeah. So let's get into it. Where are we going first?
Well, okay. So just so everybody knows, we're gonna have spoilers. There's nothing we can do about that. Hi, Lamat. I don't know if we got him either.
Hey, Lamat. Nope, he just snuck in.
You snuck in there. So there will be spoilers, and so it's going to be sort of like a higher level. We won't get into too much of a granular sort of thing. But also, I have some amazing pictures. So just to let you know, I did an interview with the series costume designer. So that will be coming out within the next week. And so Sharon gave me some beautiful behind the scenes photos, so we'll share those for you as well. So maybe we'll sort of start off with some of our impressions on the show. Alicia, did you want to start with what are your impressions of the show so far of season 3?
I can go. I'm still here for it. I am still here for it. I think there may be some things that I think could have been handled a bit differently, but overall, I'm here for it still. I'm looking forward to season 4. I'm sad that this season's over already, but we'll get to that. I mean, speaking of sad, also, yeah, there were actual tears from some folks that will not be returning. I mean, it is a magic show. Obviously, things could happen, but I feel like at least one is pretty solid. We're not going to see them again, sadly, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. What about you, Meeks? What did you think of the show? What did you think of season 3?
Thoroughly entertained. I don't think you understand how entertained I am. Out of all the fantasy media that's been out in the past couple of years, this season, this season was so good from beginning to end. I enjoyed every single episode. I enjoyed all the characters. I enjoyed the storylines. I had a blast. It's the bare minimum for me. It's like it's the least you can do is make me enjoy it, and you did, and so I'm happy.
Well, it's funny. I did actually a couple of years ago when season 1 came out. I actually had Robert from In Deep Geek on my show. We did a live stream together. It was really fun, and he's awesome. And I really love that season, and a lot of people weren't as warm to it. But what I've been noticing, like season 2 is very solid, and I just feel like the show gets better as the world kind of builds. So, what are your thoughts? Like, have you noticed a difference between season 1 to where we are now?
Absolutely. I just feel like it's you can tell that season 1, they were just dipping their toe in it. They weren't sure how much they were going to show. They weren't sure if they were coming back for the next season. They were just like, okay, let's just give a little bit of everything to get them interested. And then if we get that second season, we can try to like build out the story from pulling for more stuff in the books. That's what it seemed like to me. Because season 3, I was like, they were just like hit the ground running. I was confused. I was confused until clarification. And then once we got clarification, it was like, Pew! So I do appreciate them adding more story and expanding on season 1. Because season 1, I was like, I like it, but where are we going?
What about you, Alicia? What did you think of
Same.
where we were?
I think
where we are now.
Yeah, we're definitely in, because there's been few moments where everyone has been all together. Like everybody has their own side quests to go do, and that is put together is what makes the story a whole, which I always appreciate. I always like that. And what's going on, Jake? See you jumping in. And yeah, where we are now with the story, I think everyone has progressed a lot. I mean, I think Perrin had a really good growth and, finally accepting who and what he is. I think that seeing his journey was really good. Loyal, his journey was lovely also. I wish we were going to be getting more of him, but I understand, we have to take the story as the story goes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to what will come. And also just I'm rewatching because I'm probably going to rewatch the whole season at some point again. Also, I'm very much enjoying it and I can't wait for more.
Yeah, the other thing is, didn't it seem like the season just went by so fast? Like I think maybe there were only 8 episodes.
It did.
But I
really
think each
wish we had
season's
more
I'm just looking
episodes.
here. It looks like each season only had it, but it started off with a bang, which is always amazing, right? It had a huge, like the first episode, the season 3 premiere, and then an amazing, it felt very Game of Thrones penultimate episode, which I hate that word, by the way, but like it felt like a Battle of the Bastards type of episode. And then this season finale, which was just amazing. But so many, one of the things I love about this show personally is sometimes I find we don't get the character development as much. And this show really has fleshed out the characters. Like you really come to care for these people. You really come to root for them. And, we were mentioning earlier that the 3 of us haven't read the books. So we don't have that backstory of them. So we're just really only have what the show is giving us in terms of, you were saying JD's going to join us later and he is a book person. So that'll be interesting to get his perspective. But for me, I'm like, sometimes I watch a show and I'm like, I don't really care about these people. Like, what's going on here? But with this, I really care about these characters. Don't
even the ones I don't like. I want to see where they're
going
when they're finally gonna die.
Yeah, there's only one I didn't like, and everybody else, I was like, every time he came on screen, I hated his face, and I still hate his face, and I didn't care about him. But
who was
everybody else, I cared.
You want to tell?
Valda.
Valda.
Yeah,
I love how he died. I thought it was great. It was absolutely brilliant. I did not like him at all. I hated him, and I think we were all supposed to not like him and hate him. So credit to that actor, job well done. And I absolutely loved how he died. And again, shout out to Alana. I love that she saw that shit and she just laughed her ass off because you deserve everything you got, bruh.
For sure. Because even Land Fear, I mean, I just kind of love her. She's kind of like a Darth Vader character. I kind of just love her as that. But so many wonderful characters to really care for and root for and get to know them more. Like Matt this season, I know they changed the actor. Like in season 1, it was a different actor. I understand, but I really kind of loved Matt this season. He was very, very funny. And there's a lot of humor in the show too. Like, what'd you think of the humor?
I enjoyed it.
I think it was great. Hey, Wanderer and Helena. Hello. Welcome. I think the conversations between Min and Matt probably made me chuckle the most because Min is just so over his nonsense, but that's still the homie and she cares about him. So she's going to try to keep helping him. And Matt, it just, I don't even have a word to describe it. He is floating through life and just trying to deal with everything that is being thrown at him while still his heart wants to go back home to his sisters and make sure they're okay. That's
he's
like
just
that,
here
at the
to
forefront of
you.
everything.
He's here to, are we there yet? You like, hey, are we there yet? Are we there yet? He's like, hey, are we there yet? We're not.
We're on a boat. It's been over 2 weeks. I want to go
know.
upstairs. You can't go upstairs, but why?
Are we there yet?
Yeah, like one of the things that cracked me right up, like they're supposed to be at one point, they're supposed to be kind of like incognito, like under the radar,
Child,
and they're not at all. Like they're kind of like,
No, they don't know what that means.
they don't know what that means. No, I got to be out there. I got to be at the pub. I got to be, gambling. No, I need to have some fun and blow off some steam. It's like, dude, you're like, you're supposed to be
Stay under the radar
at the
most
radar here. And it was just so
at the
funny.
most dangerous port. And no, here I'm gonna come up at the daughter air, face fully uncovered, and singing a song, commanding a crowd. That's not staying under the radar, ma'am.
Listen,
what are we doing?
At this point, it was like,
Hi,
What's the
JD.
problem?
hello,
Hey,
JD.
how we doing? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, no problem at
unclear,
all.
sir.
There's an
First
animal on
First
your
time I've
wall.
seen you on here, and you're not in the shadows.
That's an animal.
Yeah.
Well, right, welcome. I
that
don't
a
know how to
bear?
act right now. How are you not in the trees?
I didn't put.
Yeah,
the
what is
background
that? It looks awesome. What is that?
Is that a bear?
up. Bear.
What?
I like how I'm turning my head like that helps.
I told y'all, JD literally
That's
lives
bear.
in the mountains, bruh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what kind of bear?
Black bear.
I do it.
Wow.
Even though
That's
that's supposed to come in
crazy.
bear. And don't check.
Look, that's the first thing everybody's looking at. A bear? What?
Yeah.
See, and I think that's why it calls commands, because y'all know whenever we have JD on here, there's a whole
Look at that
tree
thing.
background that he's in, but now we're seeing
Look
the
at that
walls of
thing
the
on
house.
the
Yeah,
wall.
y'all weren't ready
God.
for that.
Now I'm scared to ask, did you kill that bear?
No.
Okay.
That one was my stepdad. The one that I just showed you is my mom's.
Oh my god.
I don't go bear hunting.
His mom,
I am
y'all.
I'm a very if I'm gonna go hunting, it's gonna be put in my freezer type of person. And
Yes. Like
I'm not a big
mm,
fan of bear meat, so I don't hunt bears.
Yeah. Well, I have
I
a
can
friend
dig
who
it.
lives up. I have a friend who lives up in the Northwest Territories, and they will sometimes send me pictures of him carving up a polar bear. Like, I'm sorry if there's
Jesus,
any
that's a big
vegetarians or vegans in the comments.
Okay.
And it's
R.I.P.
crazy.
Yogi. Yep.
And the bear pot will be like this big, like
Mhm.
it, and they do it right on their kitchen floor. Like they'll put it on a piece of cardboard and just cut it up like that. But they use everything though. They use it's like the Inuit like
Yeah.
they use all the skin, they use
Everything. Yeah. Nothing goes to
everything.
waste.
Nothing goes to waste. Exactly.
Yep, that's it. And that's the main reason I don't hunt bear, because I don't really like the meat, so I really don't have a use for it. So
Tanya Turner's saying, "Rest in peace, Yogi."
yeah, sorry about that.
Anyway, so John, or say JD, welcome. I'm Heidi, by the way. So we
I
haven't
love
had
how
a
Meeks
sponsors
is still
meeting.
looking traumatized, though.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about wool
Sorry,
textures.
And so we were kind of just going around and sort of, talking about what our impressions are. I understand you're a book reader, like not just
Yes,
for
I am.
general books, but the series, the book series.
Yes, I love the Wheel of Time.
Oh, okay. Because the three of us are not. So, what do you want to just give us your overall impression of the season so far? You don't have to do it all at once. Like we can kind of ease into it.
There were some points where I thought the show was going to get where I thought it was going to get, and this is a personal bias, and I am happy that people are enjoying the show. Where'd she go?
Oh, sorry.
She's
I'm
on audio.
just eating.
Yeah.
I'm just eating.
Oh, okay.
Sir, don't mind me.
But this is a personal bias, but I don't think the show is doing justice to the books. To me, that's my own personal opinion. I'm not going to watch the show past season 3 on, because I think Raph has actually killed the story that it could have been, or what it should have been, and that's just me.
Okay.
Any comments from anybody about that?
That's fair.
I have none. I don't read the books, so
Right.
so
Yeah.
I am in bliss land.
I
over
have
here.
nothing to compare
Yeah,
it
we have
to.
nothing
Right,
to compare it to.
And like
nothing
I
to
said,
compare it to.
I am happy that there are people out there that are enjoying the show.
Mm-mm. No, the most I can equate it to is Game of Thrones, how we know that inside and out, and
Mhm.
that being butchered. But
Yeah.
how House of the Dragon is doing better, but it's still different. But it's not as
Right.
bad as the last 3 seasons of freaking.
Definitely.
Yeah. Not even close.
Definitely.
And a lot of people in this chat, some of them know me, some of them don't, but I come from a group
Mhm.
we are called the Hypes Watch, and at one point in time, Our biggest thing was, I think, after about season 4, we ragged on the show writers a lot because they started to really butcher storylines.
Yeah,
and
they ran out of source.
As a book reader with the Wheel of Time, I see the same thing happening. And Matt is one of my favorite characters in the book, and to me, what the show has done to him is blasphemy. They've really kind of killed his character, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, Light Blinded Fool says a show adaptation of the book series wasn't as good as the book series. I'm shocked. Well, to be fair, sometimes the show is better than the book series. So what you're saying is you don't feel that that's the case here, and that's a very very fair comment. Anyway, if anyone else in the comment has read the books, and let us know what you think of the books versus the show, or are you one of those people? Some people can kind of go the books, the show, and kind of appreciate them both for what they are.
I learned my lesson from
and
the
so I just I want to just kind of hit on Light Blinded Fool's comment. You're right. I get what you're saying there. To me, and this is just me, the story's pretty much laid out for 14 books, and they've scrapped the whole story. And that's the part I'm having a hard time with. Like, they could have followed it really easily, and they're not doing it.
Well, how many characters would they have to follow?
Yeah.
So you would still have Rand, Matt, Perrin, Nynaeve, Egwene, and Moraine for the part of it. You could stick to your main characters for the most part. Like, there's not a bunch of different POV changes like you would think. For the most part, you're still following just Rand, Matt, Perrin, Nynaeve, Egwene, Elaine. That's your main 5. Like, you're not diverting from that. It's just what they've done as far as pulling from the books. This season, they kind of tried to bring it back, but they fell short a lot.
Fair assessment for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So not all who wander are lost. She says, why can't I see chat from other viewers? You know what it is we're doing a Simal Cast. So we're simulcasting to Alicia's channel and to my channel. So you might not be able to see the comments, but we'll try to bring them up. Alicia, do you want to bring up some of the comments that are here?
That's why I have both of them.
I was going to say, I will wonder if you want to jump over or just like pull up the other chat so you can see them like in real time as you're typing. That's the link for it right there.
You're just putting it there? I can add it if they want.
Yeah, it's in there.
And
okay, she just added it. Perfect.
Just to give you guys, like, these guys that are in the chat, you ladies, June 7th, which is a Saturday, I am going to go into a lot more depth on why I am walking away from the show.
Cool. Way to bum us out, JD. Way to bring this whole thing down. Okay, let's
not bringing me down.
I think that's okay. He's gonna do it. Give us like all of the specifics.
No, I can't
on his channel. So yeah,
I'm not going to do spoilers here. I'm just gonna.
Well, this is a spoiler. We're gonna have spoilers. We can't. Really
but just for season 4,
just for the season up to the season.
He's gonna talk about everything.
Same.
Yes.
One of my mods, if one of you guys are out there, can you drop the link to JD's channel, please? I'd appreciate that. And then you guys can find that June 7th and see and hear what he has to say in depth.
I just wanted to make a comment regarding the polar bear. So if anybody, so as Alicia was saying, I live in Canada, and in Canada, our Indigenous people are allowed to hunt. They're, and then I think they give out a certain amount of permits and tickets during hunting season. So if you're an Inuit person, you can hunt for like caribou and polar bear and all that kind of thing. They're allowed to have a certain amount in the north, and then I think they're allowed to give out a certain amount of tickets. So just to make that clear, our Inuit
that's kind of
people,
cool that they already take that into consideration for the
so just so you know, I'm like, you can't just go out and shoot a polar bear. Like, absolutely, they are in danger. So just so you know that. I just wanted to clarify that, and I'm not an expert on it. I'm just I don't want people to get upset or anything. Yes, and whale as well. Exactly. So anyway, and if you are a vegetarian or vegan, I hope you're not offended by
Thank you,
anything we're
Casey.
talking about. All right. So how do you want to progress it? Do you want to do it by the episode? Do you want to do it by the character? How does everybody feel about the show?
Whatever you guys want to do. I'm just here to have
I think by character could work out, or I mean, well, by episode could too. But what I would like to bring up, like a little bit in depth first, is you have some awesome pictures.
Yeah, you want to go through those
to discuss? Yes, let's pull those up, please.
Was that Meeks? Who was
that? That was Meeks. Sounded like a cat.
Oh my God, you guys are the best. Okay, so I just wanted to let everyone know I did an interview with Sharon, who is the costume designer for Wheel of Time. I just did it a couple of days ago, and it's going to be coming out in about a week. So if anybody is, follows my channel, that'll be coming out in the next several days. It was an amazing interview. We were actually on there for 2 hours. Like, we went through so much, but there was a lot, right? Yes. And also the studio gave me a bunch of pictures. So these are all behind the scenes pictures. So you might not have seen some of them, or if you're, following Sharon on Instagram, you might have seen them. So here they are. We'll just go through them if that's okay. And then you guys can comment.
Mm-hmm. I'm just surprised people haven't stolen stuff, because the way I'd be stealing, they didn't invite me back.
Oh, I know. Well, I think sometimes the cast might take something small, but Sharon, for instance, she had one of the Aja rings. Is that correct?
That's what I'm talking about.
That's that. Mm-hmm. I would absolutely be walking off the set with.
Well, she told me that it was given to her actually by the cast, I think, and Rosamund Pike presented it to her. So she was wearing that when we did the interviews. Awesome. That was really lovely, right? Cool. Okay, so let's start here. You guys can comment away at what you
love that.
Isn't it gorgeous?
It reminds me of Auntie from daggone it, Mad Max.
Yeah,
Tina Turner played.
Freaking
totally Tina Turner. And it's funny, I just watched The Road Warrior last week, so I have to watch Thunderdome. And actually, Sharon told me. So, see, she's wearing porcupine quills.
Yes, I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, so Sharon told me that apparently she had those just sitting in her office. She's like, I'm going to use these at some point. So
wow, just randomly got porcupine quills sitting
and so
in the desk.
I said to her, yeah, it's kind of like she's, that's her defense mechanism, and she could just shoot those off at any point.
Mm-hmm.
Are those feathers close to her boob? What is that fabric?
Well, she's actually, she's wearing this leather armor piece, but I'm not sure. I was telling her, because unfortunately I couldn't zoom in. Alicia, is there a way to zoom in on these? Do you know?
I don't think so.
So I'm not sure, but the dress is definitely fabric. It's sort of snake-like, kind of a scaly.
It looks like feathers.
It might be feathers. And then this is one of my favorite pictures. Actually, I shared this out on, and I loved it because of the sky and everything. These are candids, or not candids. Sorry, they're posed, so they're not so the actors were very kind, and they said, would you mind going and, posing with the rocks and everything? But I love the rocks around her. This apparently was South Africa.
That is so cool. I still can't believe she's Jaime's wife. That's so
I heard that. So she's actually Jaime Lannister's wife.
Mm-hmm.
She's Danish.
I saw that last name and I was like, how? Oh, that's how.
Nikolai Coster-Waldau, right?
Yes, Nikolai Coster-Waldau, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I for ages I got his name wrong. I was someone's would you hello? I think I said Nikolaj.
I love that. Is that a necklace? Is that whole piece all the way down to her stomach? Is that a necklace?
All connected?
Yeah. It is. I think it's a pendant of some kind, right?
That is so cool.
Isn't that beautiful?
Cool. Wow.
So here, I'll just go through them. And then you saw this one earlier, which I totally remembered this in the show. This is crazy.
Because I thought it was hair at first, but I'm like,
yeah, it looks like hair.
I can imagine that being heavy, but since it's fabric, it might not be as heavy.
Yeah. So
because it's a very thin fabric too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like a braided grass cloth. And then, but they formed it so it almost looks like it's her hair, right? Because I thought that too. I was like, is that hair? And then she, so everything is sort of tribal. I think she said they used it was sort of Egyptian inspired I have the interview coming out, so I don't want to talk too much about it just in case I say it wrong. But you guys you'll be able to
Out there styling in
yeah,
the IO waste.
is that linen cloth? Honey, are you talking about which one were you talking about? I don't think it is heavy because, like, raffia is a type of grass cloth. And, you'll, like, say if you go to the tropics, they'll make bags and they'll make, mats and things like that out of them. And it's actually quite light. Yeah, Beyonce is totally going to steal us. I was saying to Sharon that some of these pictures look like something you would see in a Vogue spread. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Look, I always next
That's
top
my
model.
man.
Look at that.
gorgeous. Is that your boyfriend?
That's my man.
Yes.
I don't think you understand. As I was screaming, I was pushing back from my desk. That cape is ridiculous.
I asked her what it was made of. I said, is that leather? She says, no, it's actually silk.
Oh, yeah, that gets
Isn't that beautiful?
Right up. Stole right up.
And that makes sense. For desert people, they would want something that's light and airy.
Absolutely, because it'd be hot.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the armor on the shoulder.
If I sound like I have my mouth full, it's because I'm eating. And there
Girl,
he
eat
is
your
without
food.
the cape.
We do that all the time.
What kind of shoes is his Dims?
JD, I don't know if you're there and if you're able to see these.
Look at that.
I think he may have
Queen
had a
Amidala.
step away. He's on audio only. Yes, that's right. It is very reminiscent of Queen Amidala.
That is so cool. And I like how all their outfits
covers
have
his tracks.
Actually,
the
that's
necklaces
interesting. You
going
should
all the
say
way down.
that's interesting. You should say about the tracks because if you look behind him,
Yep.
you can actually see. It looks like they've combed the sand, and kind of
it looks like they
made-
dropped him off and then he walked and it just sweeped it.
Yeah, or so maybe that's what it is. Maybe he twirled and the sand had those like marks left in the sand.
99% of them are hot.
And
Totally.
listen, I don't understand how they did
I'm
it.
sure that
No clue how they did it.
Well, it was funny because Sharon was saying, like, the ones, the main cast, like Rand and Egwene and all that, they call them the young ones. You've got the elders and then you've got the young ones. And I guess but they don't really like being called the young ones, I guess.
Well, you're little. This man is in his, he's 40s, 45, something like that. I think he's like 5 years older than me.
Really?
Yes.
shout out to everybody in the chat that just caught the Spaceballs joke. I saw y'all. I see you. I appreciate that.
And this is another one that I just think looks so beautiful with the rocks. I don't know who this character is, so maybe you guys do.
She was the
She
was
she's
accompanying
the
other
second
wise
hand wise one. Yeah, she's like wise one
right.
number 2.
Sure. Yes.
I never remember everybody's name right off the bat.
I really love all the like necklaces that are attached to their outfits. They're all
it's
pretty.
It's very like tribal.
Oh,
Yeah.
And she told me, like, again, like when you guys, if you see the interview with her, she does speak about all the different historical, references, but also, she did sort of lean in a little bit to haute couture, not as much maybe with the Aiel. Here's this is a nice close-up costume or look at her costume.
So cool. She is literally.
I feel like this season. Yeah, the everybody from the Aiel, especially like the wise women and the chiefs, all of them, and like all of the Black Aja that are in Tanchico, like Lady D said, it's like Tanchico's next Black Aja. It is literally a whole modeling show going on in the Waste and in Tanchico because everybody has great costumes, looking hair pressed, looking awesome. It just I love how it fit.
Thanks,
I know they had to
Elena.
be warm though. I feel like they had to be hot as hell.
Yeah, so she was talking about that because I was mentioning it was shot in South Africa. So there were some days, like we were chatting about Rand's jacket, and she said one day it was like 40 degrees, and they're in the desert, right? But look how gorgeous it is with the sky, like the beautiful sky versus the sand. I just love that.
It's so pretty,
and they blend in, and they
absolutely
don't,
they're very earthy
too much. So yeah.
So I've got these sort of broken up into like sections. So next I have Andor. And so here we have the Prince Consort.
That's a man right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look at that earpiece thing.
It's amazing. Well, she said
It's
that they were
giving.
talking about at one point doing some kind of headdress for him, and then this is what they ended up with: is that earpiece.
That is so
It fits.
pretty.
It all fits. Yeah.
So Andor is all red and gold, like kind of.
Mhm.
Actually, this reminds me of, you know, we were talking about Game of Thrones. It kind of
Mhm.
reminds me of the Lannisters, who have
Yeah,
the
he's
red
sporting
and
the
gold
Lannister
and the
colors.
lion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
If you dig into A Song of Ice and Fire, you can find a lot of references to the Wheel of Time.
Yeah. I don't know a lot about things from the book, but what they've taken and put on the screen, immediately I catch the references of what the different peoples look like.
Yeah, Martin
do
had
like
a lot
that.
of respect for Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Well,
Is that the
Sharon
oldest
did-
son?
Yes. Oh, yeah. They've got two sons. I'm not sure which one this is.
Is this a render?
Yes, they had this amazing costume illustrator.
That's what I'm like. That's not Chris Pine or Zac
No,
Efron.
No.
That's not either of the actors that I refer to them. I was like, this is a render. Okay.
And then this is
Look
a render
at
as
that.
well.
That
this
is
one
giving
is like-
peak Cersei.
Absolutely. So this is like, she said this is sort of like Tudor inspiration, like Tudor era, you know, with the
Mhm.
Elizabethan collar and everything. That crazy collar.
I just feel like it has to be heavy, but I know that it couldn't be because it would be uncomfortable for the actors to be in them for long periods of time. So it couldn't be that heavy, but it just looks like it would weigh a ton.
It looks like it should be, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a picture of the collar, but on Sharon Gillam's Instagram, she has pictures of the collar like being made in the shop, and I think it looks quite light. It's made out of lace, and then I think it's on it's wired, so but it's quite light. So they were very, like, she told me, like, so for instance, a lot of the armor they used veggie leather, I think it's called. And then they would mold it and make it. They had a leather maker who would make it look like armor, but really it was leather, which was like much lighter. See what everyone's saying here. All of these costumes are very similar to Rand's Deus. Sorry, someone will have to tell me what that says.
Outfit?
From season 2.
I don't remember what that outfit looked like. Oh! When they were at the fancy gala.
Ah, yes,
when Moraine's sister was there.
Well, Sharon was the designer in season 2 as well. And actually, we're going to have her back to talk about the season 2 costumes as well. So anyway, let me keep going. Okay, so next we have, I said this wrong. Alida?
Alida?
Yes. Okay, here she is. I only know her as
Lady
Avasarala.
Shore.
Yeah, you know, she's my girl from
Chrissy. That is what we will forever call her. Yep.
Yeah,
that's Lady Chrissy.
So here she is. So what she said here is she had like a red gown, and then they built this beautiful gold over piece, you know, that, but of course it's very, you know, it feels very Game of Thrones, or actually House of the Dragon. Like, it kind of reminded me of the coronation gown that Rhaenyra wore. But one of the little Easter eggs she was telling me, which I love about this costume, is that this is her seat of power costume, is that the headdress is actually made out of daggers.
Like actual daggers?
Well, I mean, not real daggers,
Well,
but they're pointed toward her head. And then on that big collar piece she's wearing, which is very kind of Alexander McQueen, it's sort of, here's a close-up of it. They've actually added daggers to it as well, like while they built it. So yeah, she's this is a total power grab coup.
Yeah, it's very much giving, like, you know, those pictures of Christ, and there's like the halo that's around him. That she's drawing on it absolutely being like a huge power play like this. She's making everything as elaborate in her visage as possible.
Yeah, because
which very much fits her character.
For sure. Like we were saying, she's like one of the saints. You know, you see those saints with the halo or Byzantine kind of photos. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Agreed, girl from yonder. Agreed.
And she actually at one point, Avasarala, she had this like cone. The wigs are really cool too this season. She had this sort of cone wig. Do you remember that? It looked like a cone. I don't know if anybody noticed that.
Was it the French roll one?
No, it was kind of like It looked like she had like a cone going toward the back. Like it's her hair, but it looked like a cone shape. It was really kind of crazy.
I think I might have to go back and see that.
Yeah, I don't have a picture of it. Another okay, so this is one of the things.
Forsaken.
This is one of the things we were talking about. So this is where we really get into kind of Mad Max. So these costumes.
Oh, those.
I was totally confused about this. So she had these up on her Instagram, and I'm like, what is the deal with this? So do you remember when they went into like the mist and everything? And then Moraine was in the rings and they were seeing every eventuality and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's when they were in these costumes, and it was so short, like so barely we even got to see them kind of thing. So this is actually a costume.
Is that supposed to be a Egwene?
This is
Egwene.
Okay. Looking like this felt like the Road Warrior kind of to me. So this is supposed to be their dark version. Their dark friend, dark, I don't know what you call it, JD.
Your dark friend
version of themselves, like in another reality, I guess, right? So then we've got this is actually Lanfear.
Interesting.
And then this is a haughty consort in his.
They all look so good.
Dark. Yeah, she told me that. I guess
so good.
I don't. She did say that they used a lot of the descriptions from the book, and I guess the dark friends are always in black and white, and I think maybe she might add some metallics. So that's their color palette, I guess, JD, in the books.
Yep.
That looks good.
I'm sad. I'm out of water.
This is
look at Nynaeve.
No, yeah, that's Nynaeve.
I
love how they were so tall. That's cute.
And that's Matt.
Oh my
Matt,
god.
I love Matt. I mean, I know that
evil Matt. I love that.
He's kind of like I like it because it's sort of a lot of his costumes don't feel gendered. They're kind of like non-gendered, if that makes sense. So I kind of like that for Matt. And then of course there's Rand. And then we have
that's my favorite one.
Perrin,
I want to jump. I would totally watch like a 3-episode miniseries side quest of them being dark friends, dude.
Oh, it would be so good.
Those costumes are giving.
Because they had actual pictures. I can't remember where I saw the actual pictures of the actors in this, and not just like the concept art, but they had them all up and posed. I was like, this is amazing. I think I saved it on TikTok.
Absolutely amazing. Please send to me.
No, because you don't go on TikTok. So why would I send it to you? You don't go.
Has that stopped you from sending me things anyway? No, it has not. Every day I wake up, I look around at 20 messages on TikTok from you and Daphne.
Yes, because you need to be on there. It's where things are. It's where the wild things are. I don't even know if I can find it.
So next we have Lanfear. I want to thank Jack for doing these titles, by the way. I have to say, these are my personal favorites because these feel like haute couture. You know, they feel very high fashion.
Lanfear came on styling. I don't think she knows how to not have a great outfit on.
Well, and the actress who plays her she just is stunning, right? So she just looks great in everything.
Is it Natalia? Natasha. I think.
Is it Natasha? Yeah.
She looks like a Natasha.
I don't know anything about her. I've never seen her in anything else before. Do you guys know her?
Peaky Blinders. She was Lizzie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, what had happened here? This was done in a studio, so they made a train for her, and this is before they cut the fabric. So they just did sort of this interesting. I love it because it's kind of like a yin yang kind of
Aes Sedai
thing.
symbol.
Yeah.
Aes Sedai, so it would be the male and female side of it.
Yes, the male and the female. So you have that balance, right? Is that what it is?
And that makes sense. Yep. She's the one that like punched the hole in there to get that power for both of them. That makes sense. That's a good work in for her color scheme.
Really interesting fabric. And then so Sharon was telling me they bought fabrics all over the world. Like they bought them in London and Italy and Spain, you know. So they traveled all around before production began. And then they bought all the fabrics so that they would have them on hand when they needed to make the costumes. So here's sort of another one. This one's done. She said this one's done like, what do you call it? Photoshopped, or the art department did this one. But then this one is actually from This one, oh my God, this one's totally giving me. Like, I absolutely love this. And I didn't get to ask her this, but she did say she's a huge fan of Michelle Clapton from Game of Thrones.
Mhm.
And this one, for all of the costumes, feels the most Daenerys Targaryen to me. What do you guys think?
The shoulders, yeah.
The shoulders, yeah. The strong
It's simple,
shoulder.
but still very elegant.
So elegant. And then this one, this is actually, you could barely see this, she said, but it's from the finale. And the headpiece, actually, this is so cool. This is such a really neat detail that the headpiece here actually looks like craters on the moon, because that's sort of her symbol is the moon, I gather. JD, does that sound, was there something in the books about the moon and Lanfear?
I don't think so. That's
so
not
maybe
ringing
that's a
a
show
bell.
only thing.
Yeah.
That's so freaking cool.
Well, I mean, the moon tends to be a symbol for the feminine symbol for women, right? It's like women
Yes.
are ruled by the cycle of the moon, and it's oftentimes in mythologies and things like that, I think. So, but I thought that was such a really cool detail on her headdress. And then this costume you guys might have remembered from season 2. This is sort of like her bondage dominatrix seduction type costume.
These are so cool.
She looks good in anything they put her in.
I think so too. Moon is her symbol in the book, says
Not 9 moons.
not all who wonder are lost.
Not 9 moons. No, that's completely wrong. 9 moons is somebody completely different.
Chris, okay. Yeah, I agree. The girl from yonder, that it is very Elizabethan. It was funny because when I saw that picture, I don't know if anybody is a Dune fan here, but it reminded me of the what do you call them? The Sisterhood. Sorry, Alicia, you have to correct me on what they're called.
I'm trying to think of it right now, but I know the Bene Gesserit.
The Bene Gesserit. Thank you. Yeah, there's a crazy. I think it's like a 2000 version of the Dune series. There's a Dune series. I think it was on the Sci-Fi Network, and they wore headdresses like that, kind of like
the costumes on that version were wild.
Oh, they were totally wild. Yeah. So, and I don't know if I'd show you that. Yeah. So there she is. And then, Leandrin, this is so great.
You better just give me that bust down. You gotta give me that 316 bust down that she put on when she went to Tanchico. Oh
yeah. So light blinded fool says 9 moons is not Lanfear, but she is heavily related to moon imagery in the book.
Moon imagery. Okay.
Okay. So here is Landrin. And this is a concept. This is like a costume illustration. And sorry, I don't remember the name of the costume illustrator, but Sharon did mention it in the video. So, it's very photorealistic, like the way it looks. They capture the actress and her hairstyle and everything. So one of the things I really loved about Leandra this season, of course, this is the outfit she wears in the first episode when they have the big battle.
Yeah, she's about to leave.
Yeah. And so one of the things I liked is that I said, it feels like she's torn a little bit, between her, between like sort of turning to the dark side, I guess. I don't know what the best way to describe it. I think JD probably could describe it better. So her costume is sort of split in half. You got the red on one side, and then you got this sort of dark navy blue with the red slashes. But she had found this fabric apparently. There she's totally trashed.
I'm like, that stuff is sticky too. My goodness. That stuff is super sticky.
There's one before it's been trashed, and I laugh because she's holding a cell phone. I'm like, they didn't have cell phones back then.
That's so cool. I love the collar.
Are you sure? Maybe it was just being held. It's from the Age of Legends.
Oh no, totally. But in this, like we were talking about it. So in this, at the time that we're at right now, it's like a pre-industrialized time, right? But she says there's like a memory or an echo of like the future and the past kind of thing, because it's a wheel. I kind of feel like this would have been great in the Hunger Games. Like I could totally see this in the Hunger Games. Here she is, like completely trashed.
Wonder how many hours they have to spend in sticky makeup.
Oh god.
Oh, it'd be awful.
Ugh.
And then there was wire work, and then they also had to do doubles, and they had stunt doubles. Here it is before it gets trashed.
Wow.
Is that her
Isn't
stunt
that
double?
gorgeous?
Is that her stunty in the back?
Yes,
Probably.
actually, you know what?
Probably.
Yeah, it
Probably,
is.
yeah.
And by the way, so that beautiful red and kind of navy gown is silk. So it has that. Whereas the other side is, I don't think. And
They
then
love
she
a silk.
and then she sort of goes into this very vivid, like crazy
The style
brilliant-
of Tanchiko.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then her hair is down, and
I love her hair. That's my favorite
her
part.
hair was
Mhm.
amazing. And then this one is her, like I said, it feels very like something out of a photo shoot. You would
It's
see
very
in the Vogue.
Beetlejuice.
Totally, yeah.
It actually is, yeah.
It is. See what everyone's saying. Yeah, so she's saying, yeah, this is post-apocalyptic future world, so I'm sure fashion would not be the same as the 1700s. She was saying that like she could kind of play with it, so like for instance, Landfear has very contemporary clothing, for instance, right? So she could kind of play with it a little bit because Landfear is able to has traveled, I guess, to the future and the past, I guess. Does that sound correct? Yeah, that red bride look. I know. I know those sandals. Those may not have been the ones she wore. I don't remember. Do you guys remember if she wore those sandals?
I don't remember
do
seeing her
not.
feet.
Yeah. I
Maybe
don't-
that's why.
I don't remember
think
seeing
we
her
did.
feet. Oh.
Word.
Yeah, so there's the veil. And then next we have Moraine. So I have a couple of, actually this one's beautiful. This is one of the dresses she wears. Like, at the beginning, she's sort of in disguise and she's wearing like not the blue Aja color because she's supposed to be in disguise. But this is, I guess, later when they're going into the desert. Isn't that beautiful? It's kind of like a watery silk.
Mm-hmm.
I love this.
And
so
still
much.
keeping to her blue Aja style.
Yeah. And then this is a rendering, an illustration of her. I don't know if I call it a boss battle dress. And she did say that the little pendant she wears on her head was in the book.
I don't remember seeing that.
She does have
Well-
a pendant in the book, yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just on her forehead, it's kind of like an elven kind of little
Yeah.
gemstone on her head in the blue. But anyways, this is a super bright, like cobalt
It's
blue.
so pretty.
So pretty. And then, so that piece that she's wearing on the front is actually this armor that's made out of, again, the veggie leather I was telling you about that's been dyed. But what's really cool about it, it's actually this language called Text of the Old Tongue. And what they've done is they've taken the script and then they've converted it into these leather pieces, and then they've done it in reverse and forward. And then that's the expression there. Remember and heed, it is time, and I must do what must be done.
So she's like wearing spells.
I guess so.
Because if it's supposed to be armor, that makes me think that those words have some type of meaning in the magic somehow.
So, and you can see it
Interesting.
here that she's wearing it, and it's actually kind of molded to her body, but it's quite light because it's made out of leather, not metal.
And it's kind of soft, isn't it?
It's soft, yeah. So, like for instance, I don't know if you guys remember in the House of the Undying when Dany's wearing like that armor. That actually was metal, so that would be quite uncomfortable. Whereas this is actually leather, so it would be kind of neat though. And then I told her I didn't remember this. So she wore this outfit. This is
In the dream
supposed to be,
states?
Was that in one of the
The
dream
rings?
things?
yeah.
I remember seeing it.
And so it's actually Swan. It's actually
Swan-chan?
Swan Chen wore this as well. So this is like sort of Moraine in the
So is this
Swan
her as
Chen.
the Amberlin seat, maybe?
Exactly.
In one of those visions?
So
Okay.
another sort of, because I think it's supposed to be, I don't know, was it thousands of memories or possibility, like
Oh, when she was in the ring.
Possibilities.
Yeah.
possible
Yeah.
outcomes? Yeah.
Mhm.
In the book, she uses the blue gem. Here it is. In the book, she uses the blue gem in in it as a focus for the first weave she ever learned. Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah. 'cause
Sorry, I'm
the
having issues
Jemerite,
reading.
The headpiece is an Angreal of some sort.
Oh, okay.
Ah, gotcha.
Yes, one of the possible futures. Thanks, Helena. So that's what. So they had, but you probably, if you
Swanche.
blinked, you wouldn't have
Thank you, Hunter.
noticed. Thank you, Swanche. Swanche?
I think that. Yeah, I think
Is that
that's how it's
correct?
said.
Swanche?
Swan,
Okay.
how do I? I've had a few beers now. I'm not going to be able to pronounce it right.
Well, I'm. So Light Blinded Fool says, no, the headpiece is not an Angriel or, oh my God, I can't even read this. It's just a stone, but Moraine uses it for her focus. Yeah, and I think that they did build it onto some kind of little, like, it kind of reminded me of just of an elven kind of little headpiece. Oh, I did? Oh, thank you.
Yep, got it. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. How? I didn't look at your folder. How many more of these do we have?
Not too many. You want to keep going or do you want to come back to it?
I think come back to it. We'll
Okay.
check the ladies and the other guys out.
Okay, it sounds good.
Oh, God.
All right. So where do you want to go now?
I forgot I made my screen big and I was like, oh. I'm like, my God.
We're just like, no.
Oh my God, you guys are so funny.
I wasn't ready. I forgot. I'm like, my God.
Oh, you didn't see the bear? You weren't here for that
The
earlier?
bear.
Yep,
Oh, man. Yep, there's two of them.
Bears.
Yep,
And
and the antlers.
Oh, those are
deer
like
hats.
that's the Baratheons over there. You got a wall of Baratheons.
Oh man.
Okay, so what do you want to talk about? Alicia, I'll let you kind of steer the ship for a bit.
All right. Let's start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. That first fight that we got, I think, was pretty fracking cool. I mean, Leandrin was pretty much all of saying, "Yeah, this is where I'm going," and her outfit, I think, said that with all of the dark,
like
bleeding
how did
into
y'all not pick it
the
up?
bread. Like
I'm so
immediately, we
irritated
already
with
knew. She already knew where she was gonna go.
Like y'all had solid colors.
I didn't think she was wavering.
You ain't seen no other Aja split, no other colors.
No swirls nowhere.
A red and a dark color, and y'all just like she's fine. Y'all on crack. I'm like, man, what is with this? What's this?
What is that?
Instantly, what are those?
What are those?
Literally.
Like I found it surprising how many it were, especially how many of the sitters, because that's all that was in there. It wasn't everyone, it was just the sitters. How many of them were already switched over? JD, I would actually like to hear your thoughts on that first.
Like it's too many.
Thoughts on what happened when Swan got
yes. What? Yeah.
Well, no, that's the first.
She wasn't. She's not. No, there's that first.
Or when the battle with Alida.
Yeah, when Leandrin was on trial.
It was like visually cool. Like I enjoyed the visuals of it. I'm trying to remember back to the book.
Well, my question for you, since you're just thinking about it, for the like in the books, was she aware at that moment, like when she got there and saw those people get up and flip shit, that she messed up, or she just allowed too much to happen under her nose? Like, was she aware once they stood up and did that?
I'm trying to think. Like they knew about the Black Aja. Like they knew they were there, but they didn't know who was a part of it and who wasn't. Trying to remember the fight in the books. Give me a second. I do apologize. I've had a few beers, so.
And there's also 30,017 books. I heard.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm on book 6 again right now, so that was 3 books ago.
That's 15 books. It's not like a little kid counting. That's 1, 2, 6, 7, 9, 8 books.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happens between book 3 and book 6, and
yeah.
They just like I said, like visually, it was really cool. I just don't remember that trial right now.
It's
not kicking in my memory right now.
I just felt like she misstepped so much, and I don't understand how she
So
was
many
able
times.
okay.
to
Kara's
mess up.
right. It really wasn't a fight in the books. They just kind of snuck away. That's why
Mm.
I'm like, I'm trying to like remember it, and I'm like, I
Okay.
don't remember a fight.
Well,
in
yeah,
the
they
book.
gotta give us like the visuals for it and make it exciting. Because
right.
if they just sneak out the castle, we're all gonna be looking like that's it.
So you just
yeah,
let her
like
out?
Blind Before said, the Black Odd just smashed grab, but it was at what happened. It was off page, so you didn't get to read it.
Okay.
Okay. So they were focusing on the smash and grab of it all.
Mm.
Yeah, the Swan trial was 1 second she's the head, I can't even think of it right now, the mother, and the next second she's on trial and she's getting stilled, and you're like, wait, what happened?
Oh, that happens
wow.
like all at once.
So they sped it up.
Not all at once.
Mhm.
The Black Audra kind of do their smash and grab and escape, and then you have Alida come back, and she just kind of forms a plan with what Swan and Moraine did with the Dragon Reborn, with Rand kind of hiding him, and it just doesn't go over well, and then they end up taking her place, and yeah. But how it happens in the show and how it happens in the book, like, I was actually kind of upset when Swan died in the show because, spoilers, she ain't dead.
Why would you do that? Yeah, why would you do that?
I was pissed because I really liked the actress that played Swan. I thought she did an excellent job.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
Oh yeah, she's in a lot of different things.
I literally just sat there and went, "Wait, what the just happened?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why?
I did that as well.
So,
I stopped for a second and was like,
and what happened? And this is where I'm having a real big problem with the show, is how Swan's storyline kind of builds up with another character in the books towards the last battle. And even that character hasn't really been mentioned in the show, so I'm kind of like, okay, how are we going to do this? So like I said, there's issues where I'm having storyline issues with how Raph is doing stuff.
JD, are you wearing a mic? How are you able to walk away and still sound really good? Are you wearing like a lavalier? What's happening there? You gotta tell me about this tech that you have. So, why don't we? Let's see if we can still hear him. Can we still hear him? He's still talking.
Oh, I think he's outside.
He went outside.
He went outside.
It's going to the beer fridge.
I did. I have bone conductor headphones.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, wow, that's some good sound you have going on there.
There
As you can see.
Because I'm like, listen, I was like, oh, that's amazing. Okay, he's still talking. All right. Well, we're not going to get. Look at that.
So yeah, there's a lot of things, like, and I agree with what people were saying earlier with them trying to condense everything. And there was stuff they could have changed, but the stuff that they have changed, that's where I'm having a big issue with Swan's storyline, her just being killed off. Matt's storyline is really pissing me off. Loyal dying, they didn't need to kill him. They could have just sent him to a steading. Like, there was things that have happened in this season where I'm like, that's going to break the camel's back. And then Loyal dying, I'm like, that just broke the camel's back.
That did not
I can't do this.
happen.
No, because now you're not going to see any more Ogier unless somehow Raph decides to bring him in another way. But Loyal is the tie-in to the rest of the Ogier.
That's why I don't think he's dead. I refuse to believe.
No, he's dead because they played the.
I don't want
they played the Hero of the Horns.
That's what I mean. I mean, like, the character's not gone. He's definitely we'll be seeing him again in some way, shape, or form. Like, I don't think he is gone.
Do you think he'll come back as a Hero of the Horn?
Yeah, because technically, well, I was gonna say Suen had the horn, but just she ain't got no head. So
yeah, and that's another problem.
Got the horn.
Yeah, there's.
Because technically, I'm like, did she hide the horn in her room, or did she get the horn to somebody else?
I mean, in the books.
Honey has a question. How did Alida?
Sorry,
Alida know about Moraine and Rand.
Rand is not a secret.
Rand's not a secret anymore.
Rand is full blown.
Okay.
But she figures
the dragon has declared himself, so like everybody knows about him now.
And Moraine kind of is just, she's always with Rand. So that just kind of becomes known that she knows who he is because she's there.
Yeah,
like it's
that's how I took it.
Yeah, they just figure out that she knew the whole time who he was because she's just with him. She's guiding him. And Swan is a really close friend of Moraine's in the
And she would
books.
have had to have known.
And-
So, you know.
Yeah, and so
ID the exact headphones.
Are
Can
they
you like send the
Apple?
dossier into the chat,
Give me-
please?
all right, give me a second. I'll get him in the
Okay, he's
chat.
going to show you.
But yeah, Swan is really close with Moraine in the books.
Yeah.
And so in book 2, there's an actual meeting between Rand, Moraine, Swan, and Varen that happens that we didn't get in season 2. Like I didn't really like season 2 at all because it did not follow the hunt for the horn. Not at all. And so there's a meeting, which that's when Swan learns who Rand is before anybody else learns who Rand is. Rand doesn't literally declare himself until the end of like book 2.
Karis, I hope that's how you say your name, Karis Sedai. I think the actress playing Leanne can step in and carry out Swan's role from the books.
Well, I mean, she's still alive, and she was not on Aleda's side. Honestly, I think out of all of them, she was the one that was closest to Swanshay. So, she was telling her like, "Hey, you absolutely are fumbling the bag. You need to give everybody a reason to see you over Alida. You're allowing too much space and discourse to be had, too many questions to be asked about your conduct. Speak and make them believe. Make me believe." Like she's even now in her doubt, Leanne, she still got your back, and she's telling you, "Hey, get it together."
Okay, so there are whispers. That's what I was wondering. That's interesting.
What I thought.
Just have their own spine.
I thought they did all have their own things. Yeah, because they have to know what's going on
for sure, and they don't, because they wouldn't have like they wouldn't be able to like look it up on the internet or something.
I took it to mean that Alida absolutely had her eyes in the White Tower, even while she was with
thanks,
the Daughter Heir people.
But she heard all of what she said, and then she ignored her, and then that's what happened. That's why I'm like, I'm not mad at what happened to her. I was like shocked, but I'm like, oh, I can't believe they actually did it. But I'm like, bitch, somebody should have bopped you in your head.
I'm mad they killed her. I thought that they would find a way to dethrone her, and do that, but why kill her? That just doesn't make sense.
There's some repercussions. I don't know how Raph is going to do it. No, I won't see it, but there's a lot of repercussions storyline wise that's going to happen with that.
I'm gonna be chuckling.
This is my personal take. I felt like it was partly for Moraine, like for her while she's doing that battle, the boss battle. My sons hate it when I say that, by the way, because like from video games, I'm like, is it a boss battle?
Well, it is.
I mean, technically it is, and
it is. Yeah.
She did absolutely feel the minute that Swanshay died, and she
felt
did
like
power
that
up. And I
was.
think
Isn't that when she drew out the sword? Like she pulled it out of her. She was impaled.
That's when. And I think as soon as that happened, like right before she pulled it out, if you look at Lanfear's face, she got worried very quickly.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because she could see something was happening, and then Moraine started pulling the sword out, and she backed up like, "Oh shit." So yeah, I really liked that scene and just how they played the fight with Lanfear and with Moraine, and how Moraine reacts to feeling that tie to Swanshay break. Because remember, she swore that oath, and that so they were still very heavily connected, even though since the breakup, she straight up told her, "Nah, we can't. Look, next wheel turn, babe. I can't no more this time. We're done."
Yeah.
So,
Oh, that's true. That was like a couple episodes ago.
Yeah. Even then, though, they were still connected, very very connected emotionally and magically because of that oath. So yeah.
So maybe it gave her that additional power. I'm not sure.
Boost to scare Lanfear.
Yeah,
because like Lanfear probably would have died if she wouldn't have ran.
I don't know enough. I don't know about the lore, but JD, what do you think? Like, would Moraine have been able to use some of Swan's power? She also had the sphere, though, too, right?
She had the she had the was it the Sangreal or the Tangreal she had?
The white marble
goes down a lot different in the books.
Okay.
A lot different between Moraine and Lanfear. I was actually confused why they're still alive at the end of it.
Okay. Oh well, you know what? I think I know what happens, because I did go searching for a few spoilers. I'm not going to say them, but yeah, there's a thing that happens with them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
when it got over and they, Landfair disappears and then Land goes to Moraine. I went, wait, what? Why? What?
Mm.
I was confused. So, Raph, I've come just watching the show as a huge Landfair fan and I like Landfair in the books too, but he is a huge Landfair fan because she should be done. If you're following the book, she should be done.
Oh, so you're saying Rafe is a fan of hers, so he's keeping her on. Well,
Yeah.
they do the same thing in Game of Thrones. Like there would be an
Right.
actor who's only supposed to be on
Yeah.
for, a short while, and then the next thing you know, they would extend it. Like I'm trying to think who was like that.
Right.
Oh, or even in True Blood, they did that. Remember Alicia? They did that with what's his name? The guy who was Lafayette. Yeah.
He was supposed to be done after
In
the
the
first
books,
season.
he was like,
He was
because I read
dead.
this, he was dead like early on. Oh, by the way, I just
R.I.P.
want to
to
do a shout
Lafayette.
out to my girl Tara, who is in the Last of Us now. Anyone
Awesome.
watching The Last of Us?
Yes.
Our girl
Yes.
Tara.
Wait,
from,
which one is Tara?
She's black. It's Tara.
Tara from Walking Dead. She's in The Last of Us. She's in-
Lafayette's cousin. That's right.
it's Cookie's-
Oh my God.
Cookie's,
Y'all are
Cookie's
forgetting
best
that I did. I only know a few scenes from that show. I haven't watched the whole show, so I didn't
The
know the
Last of
name
Us?
on that show. No,
Oh.
the freaking vampires, True
Oh
Blood.
my God! You
I
know what?
recognized her
Alicia-
face. I know she had a role there, but I haven't watched
yeah.
that show.
I'm sorry. It's actually who is it? Somebody else who is a huge not supernatural. Sorry, the last True Blood fan.
Yeah, that's the only reason I watched True Blood was for her and Lafayette.
Yeah.
Mm.
Tara. Yeah. So anyway, because I don't know if she's new to The Last of Us season 2 because I don't remember her in season 1.
She was in season one.
She was in season 1 when
She was
when
pregnant.
they
She was,
meet up
okay.
with Joel. Yeah.
Jill was.
Members.
Yeah. Oh, I shouldn't be doing
Mhm.
spoilers. In case anybody hasn't seen The Last
For the
of
last,
Us.
that's from season 1.
To be honest.
Yes.
If you haven't watched it
She was
by
Cookie's
now, then
best
that's your
friend.
fault.
Do you remember she was Eggs? Eggs was her boyfriend.
Ratina was that's who I was trying to remember. I
Yes.
know her from How She Moved, which is a
Oh,
dance
okay.
movie from back in the day. But yeah.
remember if they
So well, let's since
Oh, you did,
we
Helena.
had a talk of death just then. How are you guys feeling about Loyal?
Yes.
Pissed. Oh.
I know, we know how you feel.
I'm sorry. It was Bex. Bex was the one who's a big True Blood fan. That's
Yeah,
who
I
it
don't.
was.
I was upset and mad and smad, and that's why I refuse to believe that character is gone from this story. He's not gone.
I'll
Sorry.
be honest with you. The whole Two Rivers storyline this season pissed me off. So
I loved it. It gave them something to do.
no, there should have been more to do. That's they can, to me, they condensed it too much.
That's what happens
Okay.
when you
Way
have
too
8
much.
fucking episodes. They can't.
That's yeah.
Oh, which True Blood alum is in The Wheel of Time? You have to tell
Outside
us.
of Tara?
Yeah, outside of Tara. She's
Oh well,
in
no,
The Last of Us.
sorry, Tara. Yeah, Tara's Last of Us. Which character is that? Yonder.
Sorry, I'm derailing this whole chat.
Look at you, Meeks immediately. I knew Meeks was going to Google.
Say less. Say less.
But yeah, I am very upset about Loyal, and I'm hoping with Meeks that I don't know, some randomness happens and he gets brought back. I do appreciate how they
I agree, Helena.
how the characters honored him though. You know, the Aiel ladies, you know, their life is a dream we all must wake from. He left the books here, so he did not plan on coming back. He knew whatever happened, however he completed the mission, he wasn't coming back.
I'm not gonna lie. Remember what happened in this season with the Two Rivers, and then when it actually happens in the books, and you're gonna laugh at what actually happens in the books because of what happens between Fael, the ladies that are the
Battle Tinkerbell.
Fael, and then you have Perrin with the male side of the Aiel with Gaul and Loyal being in between. It's hilarious what actually happens with that whole storyline. They just went nope, and Perrin doesn't just go back to the Two Rivers because he misses home. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah,
Okay.
when they're all in Tarval and parents like, I'm going home because I miss it. Yeah, that's not how that happens in the books. There's more going on than that.
Who in the
So
hell
I
is the
agree,
person?
Helena. Loyal is the heart of the books.
Mm, I could see that.
Loyal
Blame Amazon for how
in the
everything's
books is
condensed.
amazing.
Yeah, that's 100%. That is 100%.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
that's
about them being
100%.
cheap, but they want to keep all these
They're-
seasons short for whatever
Yeah.
reasons now.
What
And I
they're
think that's the
doing-
problem. If we had more episodes, we would have a better line of the story. I think a better
Totally.
adaptation.
Yeah,
It's,
agree, 100%.
It's not just Amazon though. Like HBO is doing that too. They did that with
Yeah.
House of the
You know,
Dragon.
me and House Lordbridge were talking about this the other day because we started watching Supernatural again, and I'm like, holy crap! It's watching a show that was pre, 2010, and you have 23 episodes.
Amazing.
Do y'all remember that? Everything before that very first writer strike in the 90s, that's when we had like 26 episodes at the least. Sometimes
you
we
got
got
to
more.
wait a year for the next
and you-
26. Like it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't 2
2
years.
years
for
for
Just
8.
1 year, not 2 or 3 years, and then we're coming back.
Yeah, it was just like because even Sons of Anarchy was 13 episodes per season. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I really don't like how TV, like the graphics, the CGI is cool, but I'm like,
How they condense everything.
yeah. I mean, like
just
even
annoying.
George R. R. Martin was pissed with Game of Thrones. Like, no, it should have been 13 seasons, 10 episodes per season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You could have got the story correct at that pace, and they did. D&D didn't want to do that. They wanted to do Star Wars, and then their Star Wars story got scrapped, and it went, well, you screwed the fuck up.
Yeah, because they screwed up so bad. That's what y'all get. You absolutely fumbled your bag, and I don't feel bad for you.
They fumbled the last 4 seasons of Game of Thrones horrendously.
Girl, yes. That used to be my show, bro. One of the only shows in that time period that were still good on the CW.
I want to let you know I've been sliding through True Blood and I still can't figure out who this person is. I've got
Tara?
people on episode twice.
Oh, the person from Wheel of Time.
Yes.
Yeah, who is the Wheel of Time person?
never-
And
we
the
never
comment is
found
like
out.
way up.
Who was it? Was it
So
Honey?
can
who
you
told
please
us?
put? I don't remember. Can you please put in the chat who the crossover character is? Oh, crossover actor, por favor.
I am dying.
Tanya said Eric Northman was fine. Oh, here it is. It's that girl from Yonder.
Okay,
Who
yeah.
is it?
Who
Now, she
is-
might have been
yeah.
confused. Maybe she got confused because I was talking about The Last of Us. Maybe she thought I was saying she's in Wheel of Time, but she's actually in The Last of Us. That might
Oh,
be
yeah,
why
yeah,
she's
yeah.
getting confused. Maybe
That
she
may be
thought-
what it is.
Because I'm
Yeah.
sitting here scrolling all the way down to the bottom. I was like, I don't know none of these
Yeah,
people.
and I didn't notice anybody either. I didn't notice any. Well, and it's funny because Alexander Skarsgård's going to be in a new series on Apple coming out, so looking forward to that. Eric Northman.
Yeah, okay. That's what it was.
Oh, okay. I'm
Cool.
cool.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes, Tara. She said, I know.
You said
that
Meeks
lady
on
from
a
Yonder. I don't know if you watched The Last of Us.
I was gonna find that person because I like recognizing people. It makes me feel good about my TV watching when I can recognize people.
Agreed.
Oh,
you're
agreed.
good.
No, don't be sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
That was me going off on a random tangent about something, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so
Telling
here's
the
a
true
question.
blood.
What would you guys say for the season as a whole? Who was your favorite storyline to see? I'll start with you, Heidi, and we'll go around. JD makes it that I'll go last.
Oh my gosh, can you give me a moment to think?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to think
All
about
right.
it.
Well,
Here, just give me a
you
moment.
think. JD, do you need a moment, or do you?
My
know?
favorite storyline of this season,
Mm-hmm.
I would actually have to go with probably.
Oh, I know what.
Probably
my answer is.
Rand's storyline is the closest that I was like, okay, this is making sense to me from a book reader's perspective.
Okay.
Rand's storyline was good. I really liked Rodion in the Tower, or Rudion in the Towers. Like, I enjoyed him going through that, and that was, to me, I was like, okay, we're not getting all the flashbacks, but we're getting some really good flashbacks. And then his demeanor kind of changing as he came out. It didn't change as much as I thought it would, but his demeanor changed just a little bit. And I was like, okay, this isn't bad. And then what we got with him at the end with the council, I was like, this is actually pretty good. Like him and Couladin's back and forth was pretty close to what came out of the books. There was more that they actually took out, but it was really good. I enjoyed Rand for the most part in this season.
Nice. Okay, Heidi, you got your
yeah. I was gonna say I think mine was parents, and I really love like what they call the penultimate episode. Like sort of I felt like it was sort of like a hard home kind of episode. Was the Two Rivers attack by the Trollocs. And I just love that storyline, and I love that episode. It probably was my favorite episode of the season. And also, I just like seeing Perrin's sort of development. Like I was saying, I really coming to know many of the characters and really care about the characters, and I really care about him. And him having a new love interest, and the girl that he hooked up with, she's kind of like she looks sort of
Battle Tinkerbell.
Yeah. She's very we kept going, oh my gosh, she's so elven looking,
Listen,
she's actually she's pretty close to how she's described in the books. Not exactly. I mean, damn close.
She looks like a fae.
Exactly.
Right.
So
that there's a reason she goes by the name Falcon, and it has a lot to do with her nose.
So
that's why that girl kind of has that pointyish nose. That's a lot to do with it.
Yeah, so I really loved his journey this season. And he looked different too. Did you guys find he looked different? I think he might have lost weight or something since
He
season 2.
definitely was a little more jacked.
Yeah, and also someone had commented earlier that they loved his armor in that episode, and I did too. It was like a ring armor. So yeah, it was really beautiful. And again, Sharon posted that on her Instagram. So if anyone wants to go check it out.
I'll be honest with you, if you do ever read the books, Heidi, you'll actually, in book 4, The Shadow Rising, like Perrin a lot more than what you actually in the show.
I don't know. I really love and then Egwene. Well, I mean, she probably would be my favorite character, but we'll get to that later.
Meeks?
Leandrin's story.
Oh yeah.
Listen, once she blew up the towers and walked out of there and got her hair done, and at 6:13, the Kekalon 6:13, and she put on her red. She was not playing with none of these hoes. Nobody. I just like the fact that
Tanchico's next Black Aja.
Come on, she went to Tanchico and she was like, now I get to put on my clothes. Now I get to put the good foot out. And she also got to interact with some of the more interesting characters, like some of the more the interesting Forsaken. Like, listen, that nasty bitch is you know exactly what I'm talking about.
In the shadows.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh my god, that
nasty bitch. She got to be all around
Gideon.
Real quick, I just want to say shout out to the homie RJ out here.
Like that was gross.
Yeah, Gigi, is she like? What is the difference? Like in the hierarchy, is she like pretty much at the top?
Mo Gideon?
No, Mo Gideon.
She's just one of the Forsaken.
Yeah, so if you listen to it, when you listen to, I think it's Landreth when she's talking to the other two, she talks about Mo Gideon being one of the weakest of their group, but she's very cunning.
Yeah.
In the books, it's pretty close. But I do like that they're doing they're giving us more with the Forsaken in the show than what you get in the books. So you actually get to see Mo Gideon create a gray man. You get to kind of see how Mo Gideon twists and turns things. But if they do it, and I hope you guys get to see it do it right, Nynaeve and Mo Gideon get to go at each other's throats. And
they need to, because she got that payback for what happened. But she was trying.
It's a lot of fun in the books when those two go at each other.
She was working on it. She was working on it.
And I will say, like to her credit, she got worried there for a little bit with Nynaeve when she was trying to take the bracelet, and Nynaeve is still sitting there smiling. But again, we had talked about this when we talked about the episode. Like her eyes were looking like she's trying to work out what's actually happening, and she knows she really shouldn't be letting this go, but her face is still smiling because that's the power that Mo Gideon has over. And I thought that scene was really good. And Mo Gideon even was looking at her like, "Oh, girl, you are impressive. You should feel proud. You actually resisted a little bit." So it's that scene was it, but Mo Gideon, bruh, why you have to mess with their food though?
I actually
I
remember last season when she got introduced, and I went, okay, Mo Gideon is creepy. I like that. So I'm not saying the show hasn't done things that I don't like, but it's just the overall story where I'm like, they're not doing a great job. That's my problem.
Yeah, that's understandable. That's understandable. But Sophie in the Shadows just.
Yeah, that's why I like the fact that with Leandrin's story, we got to see more of what the Forsaken was actually doing between her and Lanfear. Because I was just nosy. I'm like, so what is y'all finna do? Because you know where he's at. If y'all don't like him that much, just go to him and stomp him. But Lanfear was protecting him because she was like, that's my boo-bae. And so now they had to work around. Listen, I can't help it because what she did was gross.
What she was nasty. And she did it just to do it.
Yep. She's not in love with Rand.
No, she's in love with
Luz.
No. She's in love with Luz there.
And the idea of what is still left of him in Rand. Oh yeah. That's clear to see.
That's another storyline. I'm curious if they're gonna do it.
Still thinking about
it. Is Rand and Luz Theron. Because Rand and Luz Theron's storyline in the books is a lot of fun.
That's really cool. She says, I saw the Dusty Road at Jordan Con, and one of the Wheel of Time set persons was on their panel. She said the actress that plays Mogadon is Mogadon.
Mogadon.
Yeah. Did a lot of improvising.
Nice.
That's very cool.
I thought she did a great job.
She did amazing.
And she did that, but still ill.
She's getting the Jello pudding face.
She kind of reminds me of Bjork a bit or something.
Yes, evil Bjork. That's what we were calling her.
Yeah. Just sort of slightly, there's something like you're like, it's not quite right. I can't figure out what's going on here.
Wow.
Yeah, just ew. So who was I? I think I have to choose between both of them. Nope. They were on the same side quest team, so no, I'm gonna pick them both. I'm gonna say Nynaeve and and Elaine, because first of all,
that was great.
Elaine came out there on business from day one. Hey, do not fuck around, and looking particularly at Matt, telling everybody, but looking at Matt, do not fuck around in Tanchico.
We're gonna fuck around.
You okay? You don't want this problem. And she goes in, they get the mission started, and we get to see it starts off on the boat, her journey, and her being the one that was actually like the mouthpiece of the group to even get them on the boat and to get them there. And then she learns about the power of our sea ladies, which they were an awesome add-in as a nice bright spot to the season. But just to when Egwene's going through everyone's dreams and they see her on the boat, and the lady called her out, like, one of y'all is she said like one of y'all is horrible at lying or something or other, but she looked like one of y'all knows what you're supposed to be doing and where you're supposed to be, but you trying to do everything impossible to run away from that. And she was talking about Elaine in that. And when Egwene looks at her dreams, it's like her guiding the ship, and Avienda, her baby boo, is there behind her. And also, JD, I have a question about the books where they're concerned. I'll ask you in a second. Okay. And then we get to Nynaeve, and finally seeing the growth that we have been looking for. But from the very beginning, though, still Nynaeve is doing everything she can to make sure her people are safe and protected wherever she can help. And this is the part of the side quest when it goes in, when it really finally really counts. That block that she has on herself is busted, and she does some amazing shit. So I can't wait to see the next time she sees Leandrin, because Leandrin really thinks she is on top of the world right now. I just killed the best channeler in 1,000 years. Did you though? Are you sure? I think you should have checked yourself immediately on that thought, because strange shit has been happening around this girl since you met her. So how you're just discrediting her that quickly, I don't know. Goes outside of your character, Leandrin. But yeah,
she did some
those are my faves.
Dead Sea parting kind of thing there, right?
Like some
Moses.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really interesting.
Yeah. That was
The other thing is when you're
really
a
like
villain,
that.
you don't kill your subject and then just leave. You usually are supposed to hover a little bit, make sure they're dead, aren't you? Like,
Mhm.
isn't that sort of a super villain
Well,
thing that they always
I
make
mean,
fun of?
Or just do the double tap. You put her in the ocean, bro. You didn't think she could get out of that?
Yeah,
And it wasn't even that deep because we literally see
No.
her sink to the bottom. Like,
totally.
what are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, she did wait for the bubbles to stop. I mean, if
Oh,
you throw
okay.
somebody in the lake with, concrete and you're going to send them to the fishes and the bubbles stop, I mean, yeah, it's kind of over at that point in time.
Yeah.
She did.
Okay.
She did.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah, she did feel like she sort of came back to life.
Yeah, but I'm one of the ones who's not convinced that she's completely restored her powers and abilities.
She better
I need
not
to see
be.
more.
I'll be honest with you, she better not be.
Well,
Listen,
see,
I think it should be a fluke.
I know why you're saying that. I know why you're saying that. And that's one of the things I'm like, ugh.
I think that she just got out of there because she was forced. But then if she tries to use it again, it should be a struggle for her to figure out how to gather up energy.
And that very well may happen
So,
because I remember it's quite a few books before she actually starts channeling.
Nynaeve's problem is the fact that she became a wise one. She could channel, but she actually blocked it subconsciously.
Mhm.
Now she's got to figure out how to unblock the block.
Mhm.
And that actually does take her a little while. Granted, she does have moments, even in the books, where she is spectacular in her power. Just like because her and Egwene are pretty neck and neck in power wise, but Egwene can channel a lot easier because she didn't block it before Moraine found her.
Mhm.
Nynaeve actually has a permanent block.
She
that
wasn't
has to learn how to
traumatized.
break. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it goes back
The
so
spoiler level for this is just nothing past this season.
So in the books, Egwene gets what's called breakbone fever when she's little.
Meeks had that.
Nynaeve and Nynaeve actually puts her hands on Egwene and prays to heal her, and without knowing it, channels and heals Egwene.
Oh,
Because nobody comes back from that.
well.
So there's the back, and so when it comes to Nynaeve, she's an extremely powerful channeler, just like Egwene and just like Elaine, Egwene and Nynaeve. Elaine, they're both very, very powerful channelers, all three of them.
Just so you know, the joke that we're making, Heidi, is break bones because of House of the Dragon. So break bones.
Oh yes, of course.
I know what they were talking about. I know. Okay, but the question I have to ask, and it may slightly seem out of order, but in looking for what I was looking for when I was doing my bit of background research, I saw the connections between Rand and some others, and I have to ask, like, bro, like, does his dick dance in the book? Like, how did he pull that off?
No.
Okay, it's a wild situation. I'm not going to say what the setup actually is because I don't want to spoil nothing because I don't know what they're going to do on the show.
That's another problem I've had with the show is the portrayal of Lan. Lan is a very stoic person.
No. I said Rand.
Oh, Rand?
Mm-hmm.
Rand and Egwene?
Think about the question I asked you. No, don't say names. Think about the question I asked you. And how far that goes. Does his dick dance? Because how did he pull off the I guess what could we call it, the polycule that he has going on?
No, that's
that part. Okay.
That's
okay, so
the
pattern keeping them together in that way, because I guess that's what works.
Yeah,
best
it's
for
actually the pattern that doesn't want Rand.
Kara says it's
Interesting.
gold plated. Gold plated.
Maybe right. And anybody in the chat that's read the book, you know what I'm talking about. Don't say nothing, but you know why I asked.
Hey, Rand is the Dragon Reborn. Of course, he has all the stamina in the world.
I mean, I guess. Hey, Chantal.
I'm dying to know.
I will tell you. I will tell you if you want, but I'll tell you all after we're done, so I don't spoil anybody else that doesn't want to know. Yep. I'm not going to highlight that. We're going to cut that right there.
I was going to say I have a comment to that, but I'll just leave it to myself.
Yep. We'll wait. Zooted and booted and tooted. Apparently he is.
And listen, that's why I'm like,
look, and that right there. That is exactly why I'm waiting and I'm not giving specifics.
Oh yeah, she's gonna have a ton of questions.
Not the community. Okay. Yeah, and I'll tell you the secret too, Heidi. So,
okay.
You'll get it after too. Mm-hmm.
Honey says,
okay,
but they believe.
But he didn't know that though. He didn't know that. He didn't know that.
And even in the books, he struggles with it really, really hard.
Mm-hmm. That's what I keep gathering. Like, it takes a while for him to like truly accept.
He goes with it, but it takes him a lot to go with it. He's like, that's not how this is supposed to be.
Yeah, it's wild.
Mm-hmm.
So Heidi, I don't know what's a subject you would like to hear thoughts on?
Oh, does everyone want to say their favorite character of the season?
Sure.
Of the whole season? I say, well, yeah, gave my favorite situation, my favorite character.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna still say without Avienda. I loved seeing her journey because she ran away from home basically, because they told her, okay, it's time for you to put them spears down. No more dancing for you. It's time for you to be a wise one, because that was her calling. And she was like, no, I'm going to find the dragon.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Goodbye.
She was like, I have to go pee first.
and she rolled out. I mean, and to her credit though, she got there.
She was like, me and my friends have to go pee together first.
And she, to see where she started. We met her. We met her while she was a prisoner. And from there, I feel like her story has been really, really cool. We get to find out who she really is. She's a great, excellent fighter. I mean, even among the Aiel, she's an excellent fighter. And come back now, she has to put those swords. She has to put those spears down and take her calling. Otherwise, things were going to keep going wrong for her. Like, you got caught up because you were not doing what the pattern said you were supposed to be doing. So now she's taking in her wise one training. Meanwhile, while she's learning, she also has to be teaching. And they have to kind of yell at her about that too. Like, you can't complain about Rand when you're the one that's supposed to be showing him all the ways and stuff. So if you're not teaching him, then why you mad that he's not doing it? Which is something she has to, to take in. And she does move in slowly but surely, but we do see that she absolutely is going through and she's getting the things done. And she has that awesome power up when she goes in with the flaming spears coming in to help Rand, which I don't know how she conjured those. At least it seemed to me that that was a spell. That those weren't spears that were on fire. That's what she needed at the time. So poof, that's what happened. And her thing with Elaine, and you could maybe say that that's my bias because that's my life. But I think that her and Elaine just have a very, very cute connection, and I'm sure nothing is going to be able to come of it for the show. But yeah, we'll see how that how they spin that, given how things happen in the books where they're all concerned. So we'll see. It's interesting. I just really like seeing that connection between the two of them, and like they were both from the very beginning, I think, feeling each other, and I loved how that progressed.
Hey, can
and
you see
yeah, she's just a great.
Private chat.
Ooh, no, I did not. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, got you. All right. I think I will take care of the end on that note. Lay it down. We'll see you next time. Our Lady
That
Heidi
happens.
has had to check out. Indeed.
That happens.
She has had to check out.
That happens. No worries.
So we will be going on tomorrow. Also, we'll see if she can come back and hang with us for that. Yes.
Man, it's been a long time since that happened to me.
Yeah.
But were we talking about favorite characters?
Absolute number one favorite character.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Landfear because I love a petty, messy bitch. This whole season,
she is so petty.
She was like, my man, until he was like, no, thank you. And then she was like,
the fuck you. No, thank you.
And then she went ham. And then she was like, I hate you. I hate your mom. I hate your dog. I hate your cat. I hate your shoes. See this pillow you laid on? I fucking hate that.
She was every bit the bitter ex, bruh.
And I enjoyed every ounce of that. I enjoyed when she was being petty to Egwene. She was choking the hell out of Egwene.
She was so
wrapping her arms around Rand like, I love you.
And stalking Egwene the whole time, bro.
Listen, I love it. She just looks like a bad bitch, and it's nothing like when a bad bitch look like a bad bitch and she is a bad bitch. Just
all of that
character.
And her fashion sense is peak.
I don't remember
I'm with it.
Leandrin, but Landfear, she got it for me.
She said, "Fuck."
She did. She was
she really did.
He was like, "I don't want you," and she was like, "I know you fucking lying."
Right? The look on her face, like she had the nerve to look so betrayed when she's like, "Don't say that." Nah, bruh.
I know you fucking lying. She was like, all the shit I went through, I know you fucking lying. Okay, bet. Say less.
Yep.
I'm here to smash shit.
So she always hated that one gift Lou's mom gave her too.
Listen.
Oh God.
But yes, that's my favorite character.
I think she's a lot of people's favorite characters. That's why she's still alive.
She's so good though.
Yeah.
But it's also the actress.
Yeah, the actress is playing her very well.
Oh yeah, she's
very
doing
well.
a great job.
F the horse she rode in on.
Listen,
right. Yep.
She was turning that house out. She was so mad she split from her body, turned black and white, and swirled into a color.
She looked like she was conjuring every bit of power she had, like she was about to turn it into just a sharp knife and smack right into Rand's head.
She had the audacity to show up wearing white like they was going to get married. I was like, bitch, why are you in a wedding dress?
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing showing up in Rand's dream in a wedding dress? Like, what do you thought was going to happen?
Bruh.
Nothing. Feelings hurt. Throw on your black and call it a day. But yeah.
Yep. Okay.
That's why.
JD?
I honestly, I'll go with Landfear too. And she's been, to me, the character that's carried the show.
Look, right, because she's still alive.
I said there's a reason she's still alive.
Yeah.
Not she was so mad she turned into an Oreo blizzard. She did.
I mean, she did though. She did. She was highly agitated.
Irritated.
You say your only conclusion for the series is that redheads are magical. I mean, like they literally are though. Yeah.
I'm half magical.
Half magical.
I have sandy brown hair. I'm half magical. The rest of it's just loud.
All right. Any points you would like to bring up, JD?
I'll bring it up when I go live.
Okay. Meeks?
I did have a question about the Forsaken because I was a little confused since I thought Patton McFane was a Forsaken, but he's just a dark friend.
He's just a dark friend.
We've seen all but 2. Right?
Is that right, JD?
No.
We've seen Samael.
Because I know
We've seen,
they were at the table in season, I think it was 1 or 2, but they were all covered.
Season
And the only
2.
one we could see was
Mhm.
Ishmael.
Yeah, so you have Samael, we've seen Gabriel, Landfair, Mo Gideon,
Landfair,
and
Gideon.
what's the other guy's
what's
name?
the homies that got dusted?
Yeah, I can't remember
What
his
the
name.
hell? Yeah, I can't remember his name. But yeah,
But
the
yeah,
first one
there's-
that we saw.
So how many was that?
5?
5.
So there's 8 more.
8 more. Okay.
There's
Ishmael.
13.
Ishmael. That's it. Yes.
Is she? So there's 13 total.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I thought it was.
Okay,
Why did
okay.
I get 8?
Oh, there's still a lot more. Okay. Oh, also that being that had Matt with the questions. Who is that?
Cat dog.
That isn't. So you guys have heard of. So yeah, 13 in the books, 8 in the show. With the Forsaken. So you guys have heard, like, they've kind of mentioned it in the show, which is the Snakes and Foxes game.
Mm-hmm.
That was supposed to be a fox, but that dude looked like he was about to perform on Cats on Broadway.
Listen,
Yeah.
exactly.
That did not sing. That did not bring Fox to me.
It was giving
Not
Son
even
Goku
close.
At all.
I thought about Son Goku.
Yeah.
I thought about them in
Yeah.
hand.
Mhm.
And then they was like, "Oh, you're a
Elfin
fox," and I
the
was like,
was
cat.
it the Elfin and the Effin or Elfin and the Effin? Elfin and something, but it's the Snakes and the Foxes. One race is snakes that can walk upright, so you think like a salamander or something like that, and then the other one is foxes. And that dude came on stage, and I'm like, "Is this guy gonna start singing and dancing? Like, what the fuck is this?"
I was puzzled. I like the design of the character, but I was like, "What is this?"
Elfin and Hyphen, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Elfin and
there
I'm
it
sitting
is.
here
Yeah.
like, "Who
But-
is this?"
He should look like a fox. Like he should have had a
Yeah, he
pretty
does
snout
not look
and
like a
a
fox.
tail. No, he looked like a character from Cats.
The best.
The bad version.
Yeah,
Well, listen,
the really
I
bad
like
version.
Cats except for the movie version. I could
But
not
that's
get you.
that's
Yeah.
what
The movie
that-
version is the bad version.
I can't.
I
get
just
you
looked
there.
at that. I'm like, is this guy gonna do a jig and start singing? Like, that's not a fox. I don't know what this guy is. But
Yeah.
that was actually. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but that shouldn't have happened where it happened.
Yeah, because I
felt like he's
because they're like in a different realm, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But where Matt went through the Tiangrial to get to that realm should have not been where he went through. He should have been
Where he was. Okay.
Because that's
Alright.
the same thing that Alida went through whenever we saw her in the past. What she came through in the past.
Did she?
When she had thought that she won against Swan in the first place when they were initially voting. She came out thinking that she was winning, and she was talking to the White Aja, and she was like, "You're gonna follow me, you're gonna vote for me, because that's the way it is." And she was like, didn't answer her. And then she walked into the vote, and only a handful said Swan, and everybody else was silent. And then they started flipping to Swan instead of saying Alida, and then she lost. Because she came from there expecting something, expecting her to win immediately.
Yeah.
But it was the same red gate that Matt went through.
Yeah.
Okay. I missed that. Also, as far as that scene, and I'll probably say it again tomorrow too, but shout out for our girl Karenni being one of the sitters of the Green Aja. I love that little cameo that they gave her. I miss her character. I'm mad we didn't keep her.
There was a lot more that should have happened with Matt and the Elfin in that scene. Like his questions were way different in the show than they are in the books.
I feel like they were vaguer. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
vague.
very vague. And yeah, like Matt wasn't. It's like he wasn't fully paying attention to what was being said.
He'll ask a question in the books, and they won't answer it. And then he'll ask another question.
Hey, Peter.
Won't answer. Then they ask a question. Then they answer it. But they answer it very riddle or ish. Like he doesn't get like very direct answers. Like, you're going to marry the daughter of the 9 moons. And he's like, who in the hell is the daughter of the 9 moons? And they shut up. They don't say anything. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's very vague when he gets his answers, even in the books. But the way they did it in the show, like, it's not even close to what we got in the books. And I really wasn't happy with when he went, I want my memory shut off. and they actually
Yeah.
they closed it off. He goes in the books. He goes, I want my memories filled. So he has gaps in his memory, so they actually fill them in the books instead of taking them
so
away.
that
in the
stops
show.
the madness then.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was kind of like, wait, why did we do
makes
that?
sense to ask it that way. Yeah, like why just take them all away? Because that takes away from what he is, because he doesn't have the memory to draw on anymore.
To what he's supposed to be. Yeah, I was like, why did we do that? Why did we take? Why did he wait? What? Because he's supposed to be something in the in the show, and to me, they're actually gonna. Like I said, to me, it seems like Raph really doesn't like Matt. He screwed up his parents. He had a chance to fix it in season 2. He didn't do it in this season. He just, to me, Raph just seems to really not like Matt's character in the books. And to me, Matt, as far as a character arc, is one of the best character arcs in the books.
Nice. And I did find out a very important character that is one of his past lives, which when you take that into account, it makes nothing but sense that they showed him be the one to find the horn. I don't know. I don't want to spoil anyone, so I won't say it. But Meeks, if you want to know, I'll tell you after. But
I missed that because my headset started to say low battery at the moment.
I said I know who one of Matt's past lives were.
Okay,
and it is a very, very important character, a character that has actually been mentioned.
That's why I made a face, because if I plug these in, I can't use them. They're that cheap. Gotcha. But I'm just saying they work.
So what she's saying was, you probably wrap this up so she doesn't lose it.
Yeah. I caught that. Right, so, like I said, we will be on tomorrow. I will contact Lady Heidi and see if she is able to join us.
Sorry. It was just like
Meeks' headphones are yelling at her again. All right. So, what else do you have coming up, Meeks?
Listen, I have been so behind on everything because I just want to play the game. Same. It's my fault. I started playing Fallout 3. I should have known better. I should have known better not to do this to myself.
No,
it's my fault. I have 30 videos of 2.5 hours at least of Fallout 3. It's my fault. But I just finished Yellow Jackets season 3. I don't know what the fuck's going on, by the way. I just finished that. I finished Devil May Cry, which is getting uploaded within the next week or so. I think that's it. I feel like there's something coming up, but I have to look it up. I don't. Shut up! Sorry. It's so annoying.
It's fine.
It's so annoying. She's like, low battery. I'm like, bitch, shut up. I know. But I think that is it. I have to see what's coming up before I add any more shows. I am watching some stuff that I haven't given to my editor yet. And I hope to put that up for you because it's going to be real fun. One of the shows that I started watching is The Righteous Gemstones.
I think I've heard of that one.
It's with
shit's funny. Oh my god.
I can't. I watched 2 episodes.
That's what I've heard. It's really funny.
I had a headache so bad from
I'm on the 3rd one. I'm actually going on to the 4th one, and oh my god,
it's hilarious.
It's so just fucking hilarious.
It's so funny.
It's funny shit.
So funny. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm just trying to add some more stuff to my schedule, see what's coming up. But that's it. She sent me low battery one more motherfucking time.
Cool. All right, JD, give us the date for your vid, please.
Yeah, so June 7th, I'm gonna go live. There's the reason I picked June 7th, but that's a surprise. You'll see it on June 7th.
For sure.
Probably midnight Eastern. You two are welcome to join if you guys want. I am going to go over the reasons why I am no longer going to watch this show. And I actually have a list of reasons that I've been writing out. That's why I'm taking my time to do this live, because I want to make sure that I have what I want to say.
That's what's up. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Yep. All right. And for me, again, yes, we will be going live tomorrow, talking about the final episode 8. All of the rest of the season is also up on my channel. I'll put it into a playlist eventually. And after that, we're going to start The Last of Us, which I know is coming on tonight. I was going to do a live react, but
what's coming
I
on
don't think
tonight?
it's going to work out. Isn't Last of Us?
No,
on tonight?
today is
No,
Saturday.
tomorrow. That's
Oh
tomorrow.
yeah, tomorrow. My bad. Yeah, so we'll see how that works out. But Monday, Wheel of Time, episode 8 discussion, and then Wednesday we're gonna talk about The Last of Us episodes 1 and 2, I believe.
I've enjoyed The Last
And then
of Us.
we should be able to keep up with it from there. Thank you all for joining us, everyone, and shout out to Heidi also, and well wishes also to her husband that just went through a little surgery. So what
Hopefully he
time?
gets
It's actually not going to be tomorrow. I got mixed up the days. It's not going to be tomorrow. It's going to be Monday, and it'll probably be about 8:30. Don't judge me, Justin. Okay, just like you. Okay, there's been rumor flowing.
Okay,
so
you
shut
know
up.
what? Well, that went off.
All right. Well, and we're done anyway. So appreciate you guys again. Come back and check us out on Monday. We will be right here for the lulls. Peace out.